to a new vlog and video of the cruise lives, and today we are traveling with the Costa Fortuna that we have discovered in the last video, and now we are going from Barcelona to Marseille in this video, and here on the map you can see our approximate route on that cruise. We are starting in the afternoon of the first day of the cruise in Barcelona, close to the World Trade Center. Here we are on the Rambla, next to the station Trasanes, and from there you can just walk for about 5 to 10 minutes to the World Trade Center, and then you can take the cruise bus, a blue bus that will bring you to the cruise terminal. There's one possibility for cruise ships to dock right next to the World Trade Center, but this one is only available for small cruise ships and will be closed very soon. So more or less all cruise ships will now dock at the regular cruise terminal, which is too far away to walk there, especially if it's hot. So I would recommend taking that bus, which is also not very expensive. Here you can see all the cruise ships docked in Barcelona today. First ship is the Silver Dawn, luxurious cruise ship, followed by a cruise ship of Viking and another ship of Azamara, and the last ship is my Costa Fortuna. The bus is going to all cruise ships in port, so we are starting at the Silver Dawn, followed by the Viking ship and the Azamara Pursuit, and then we are going to our ship. So we now have the possibility to at least get a glimpse of all the cruise ships in port, as our ship is docked at the last terminal, Terminal D in this case. This bus is quite convenient. As I said, it's also not expensive, so I would highly recommend taking that bus. Sometimes there are also shuttle buses offered, but they are for sure more expensive, so this bus is the best option. It's also cheaper than a taxi, and walking seems to be a bit too far. Here we are at the Costa Fortuna, and now it's time to get on board. Check-in was very easy, fast and convenient. It took only a few minutes. I was one of the last ones to arrive because I followed my dedicated boarding time. I think it would also have been possible to arrive way earlier. And here we can see my cabin. I've booked an inside cabin, but I got an upgrade to an outside cabin, which is very, very nice. Very spacious cabin, a lot of space with a big seating area, nice proper bed, nice window of course, and also a proper desk is available, so even if you want to work, this is also possible. Here we have a safe, a TV, some storage space, and next to it is the mini bar, and then we have some additional storage space and hair dryer, and then we have the big wardrobe, also with a lot of storage space. This ship is 20 years old, so of course it's not the most modern cabin, but it's a very nice, comfortable cabin. Also the bathroom is in a decent size, has enough storage space, but comes with a shower curtain. The emergency drill was done digitally. You just had to follow the instructions on your phone, and after that you had to go to the muster station, and that was it. Meanwhile, the Azamara Pursuit left the port and sailed right past us. I watched this from my cabin window whilst the sun slowly started to set, and then I went up to the sun deck to watch our departure, but that was a bit delayed. So I just spent some time outside watching the beautiful sunset. That was amazing on that day. And also the cruise ferry Cruise Roma came in, ship of Grimaldi Lines, during the most beautiful sunset I've seen in a long time, especially with the port in the background and this interesting beautiful ship sailing past. It was quite nice to watch and to see. And of course, there are a lot of interesting ferries in the Mediterranean Sea, so I hope that I will have the chance to show a few of them to you in upcoming videos as well. In general, traveling by ferry is quite attractive in the Mediterranean, as almost all ferries are very nice cruise ferries and they connect all major cities, and sometimes they might be a better alternative to flying. Of course, it will take more time, but it's also the way more comfortable way of traveling. We are close to the airport of Barcelona, so I could watch some planes as well, and then another ship of Atsamara, the one that was docked closer to the city center, was leaving Barcelona, and then I was hoping that I will be able to watch also the departure of our ship, but as I said, we were slightly delayed, and that's the downside of the fixed meal times. My only option to watch the sail away would have been to go to the buffet restaurant, but I didn't want to do that, especially not on the first day, so I left a bit earlier and watched the sail away from the restaurant. This was the last ferry that I watched arriving, a ferry of Grimaldi Lines again, and then I went down to the restaurant, and now it's time to take a look at the quality of the food. And here you can see this was my starter, beef tartare, followed by a fish soup. Main course was beef fillet, and also dessert cheesecake was very nice, and you can see how good the food looks and what kind of high quality products they used. And that was not a gala dinner, that was just a regular dinner, so I was very surprised by the quality of the food and the products they chose. On the next day I slept a bit longer, so I started with the lunch, which also was very nice, very high quality, and after lunch I left the ship as we already docked early in the morning in Marseille in France. And from the ship you can either take a shuttle bus offered by the ship, which will cost you a bit of money, or you can take a free shuttle, but this is departing a bit further away from the ship. And as I was a bit late on this day, woke up a bit late and already missed the morning, I decided to pay the money for the shuttle bus that will take me directly from the ship to the city center. The ride takes about 10 to 15 minutes, and you are mostly driving past some very interesting ferries, mostly of the company Corsica Linea, also some of La Meridionale. Both companies do have very interesting ferries, and this one is the most beautiful one. This is one of the most beautiful ferries ever built, as this is almost a cruise ship. This is the Daniel Casanova, a ship that I really badly want to go on, and I hope that there will be a video about this ship coming in the next years. Here we have the Cathédrale La Mayor, which is right next to where the bus stopped. And of course I wanted to take a look at the interesting architecture of this building, so I went inside. There is no entrance fee. After that I walked to the Vieille Charité, an old hospital building, and I explored a bit more of Marseille. I was mostly traveling with a metro and a tram in the city, and the next videos will be about the tram and the metro. In the evening, when the sun was slowly starting to go down again, I was back at the Cathédrale La Mayor during sunset, and I took the bus back to the ship and past the Daniel Casanova and some other beautiful, interesting ferries, and then it was time to head back on board. On this day there was also a ship of MSC Import docked right next to us, and as I said, you will need to have a shuttle to leave the ship in Marseille, as it is too far to walk to the city center, as ships are docked quite far away from the city center of Marseille. Here we can see our beautiful Costa Fortuna again. Wonderful ship, the oldest ship in the fleet of Costa, but a wonderful ship, as I showed you in my last video. And then it was time to head back on board, and I went up to the sun deck to watch the sail away. Here we can see a shipyard with a cruise ferry and a Costa Diadema, with the Diadema being in the dry dock. At the moment we were sailing past her, which was in November last year. And of course after that it was slowly time to head down to the restaurant again. But before that we can take another look of Marseille whilst we are leaving the port. Beautiful city. We will see a bit more from the city in the next 2 videos, with a focus on the public transport of the city as always. We're now leaving France, heading for Savona in Italy, which will be topic of an upcoming video after the videos from France. And here we can see dinner, and as you can see, a full mozzarella, some nice pasta again with seafood. We have a nice salmon, very tasty, and also a nice dessert. So food quality, once again, I was very surprised. I thought it will be the same like with MSC, but it's much better, so I was really surprised by how good the food was on board. And that's it for this video. I hope you like it. If you did, please consider to comment, like, subscribe or share the video link, and I hope to see you in my next video.